Hey everybody, this is Mike LaPone from Symphony X and Mike LaPone's Silent Assassins, and this is SAGAS.
Everybody, this is Colton the Surfer Tongue Skipwith, and I'm here with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Aaron Moore, or Immortal, and I'm a solo metal artist from Northern California.
Nice. Thank you so much for taking time out to, especially in the morning to be here.
It's only 1 a.m. It's fine.
Yeah. Nah, who cares at 1 a.m. No. I don't have to sleep or anything.
What is sleep?
I know. Of course, yeah. I get up too early for this shit, and yeah, not enough sleep. Yeah. So I got you on here today because for two reasons. We got a special addition to the fans. We're gonna be talking about your career and your latest material coming out. That's came out and coming out, and we're also going to give a quick album review in the second half of this. So how exciting!
Sick. I'm excited.
Nice. So am I. So yeah, it'll be good. Let's give the fans what they want. So talking about you first, how did your career as Immortal start?
So like a lot of things, beginning of the pandemic, I couldn't go to band practice or anything like that. So I was like, I'm gonna make some music by myself. And that was pretty much it. I couldn't get in the garage with my friends. And turns out when you don't have to wait for other people, you get things done really fast. So I just started cranking out music, and it's been really fun.
Yeah. So how did you making your first song or first EP, like how did that go? Like, because you just said pandemic, you're on your own. Did that ever dawn on you like more heavily throughout your career so far, or were you just like, all right, time to make a song, let's get into it?
I haven't really thought about it. It was just like I didn't have anything else to do, and I had all these riffs in my head. So I just started recording, and I was like, well, I know how to play drums and bass, and I know how to scream. Well, let's just do it. And that was it. I just sat in my extra room and recorded everything, sat there and mixed it. Because I've been doing music and recording, mixing, mastering for 20 years now. Like I'm in 5 bands right now. It's kind of out of hand. But yeah, the solo project was just kind of born out of necessity, but it's kind of my main project now.
Yeah. Let's see how good your memory is. What was the name of your first ever song?
The Wait is the first song I released as Immortal.
Huh, nice. How long ago was that?
I want to say that came out July of 2020, maybe August. Yeah. Right around in there. It came up in my memories on social media the other day. So like recent. It was just, was it now September? So probably August-ish then, because I posted it a lot when it came out. I was real happy with it. Now I listen to it and I cringe a little. I'm like, that mix is not it, bro.
Talk us through what you're going through as soon as you released it. Like, were you just chill? It's like, all right, we'll do what we'll do, or were you like sitting there nervous, like I hope it does my numbers, I hope it does, like whatever numbers you had in your head. Like, was it that, or were you just more chill, just like, oh, whatever happens, happens?
It was more chill at first. The first 2 or 3 songs, it was just like, let's just make it, put it out there, see if people like it, and people responded well. And then I got on TikTok and started getting a little bit of traction. And then around the 3rd or 4th song, then it kind of turned into like, okay, I need people to like this, or I'm gonna feel bad.
Oh man, isn't that a funny feeling? Well, not really when you're in the moment, but it's funny that actually is something we feel. It's just like, why do humans get so nervous and like, oh crap, I'm gonna fucking like why does every human have that need?
Just desperately crave approval all the time, I swear. I
Fucking
I
hell.
I I make metal. It's super niche. Like I'm never gonna get everyone's approval. Like I'm out here screaming at people.
Yeah, yeah, fucking hell. So when you see yourself as a solo artist, like what bands or artists were your inspirations
Oh,
to
so
music?
many. Um,
Mm,
when I was in middle school, my friends got me into like pop punk. So that was the first music I found on my own. It wasn't like listening to what my parents liked in the car. And then it was new metal, like Slipknot and Disturbed mostly. And but the ones that have really stuck with me, like the stuff I still listen to, is like Slipknot for sure. Say what you will about Tim, but Early as I Lay Dying is so good. All That Remains. Most of what I listen to still is pretty old, honestly. But
mm,
my Lamb of God is one of my biggest influences. I actually have a Lamb of God tattoo.
nice, nice.
Winds of Plague's first album is still on repeat in my life. Um, yeah, those are definitely like the biggest influences, and those are just my musical influences in general. Um, and then
You know,
anything new I hear, if I'm just like, oh, that's cool, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this until I'm sick of it, and then it just kind of gets added to the repertoire.
yeah, two albums that are always on repeat in my um in my in my life. It is and these two albums to me, in my opinion, are the best metal albums ever made. These two are tied. I can't choose between the two. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and Led Zeppelin 4. Yeah, so
Hard to argue with.
they're always on repeat to me. Yeah, never get sick of them. Yeah, I actually have an original Led Zeppelin 4 vinyl.
Oh wow.
My uncle gave it to me, and I'm never selling
Yeah,
it.
I wouldn't either. Get a nice case for that, display that.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, those are my influences for nothing. I mean, I record about music, but I don't play it.
yeah.
But now that's sick. So with your new material coming out, is there anything you're trying to not achieve, but is there some kind of vision you have for the album, like how you want it to turn out, pre-release?
Hmm.
So
Not
yeah, do you have any like expectations, like, oh, I want this album to be perceived this way. I want people to take it like this. And you like,
It's a good question. I had the upcoming single. I I really just went into it as like I just had some stuff to work through, like, and
mm,
I just want people to hear it and hear hear the emotion. Like I was just mad, hated my job. That's the headspace I was in, and that's what the song's about. So I just want. That's all I really thought about. It's like I just need to get this out, and
yeah,
the song was good. So I was like, all right, well, I got to release it, and hopefully, it helps some other people deal with having to drive to their crappy 9 to 5 every day.
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really have a plan for it. I've got a release plan, like you're supposed to
Mm,
do, but I don't think that's the same thing.
yeah. I was just thinking just now. Oh, that's just what about when you said it's how your song is about hating your boss, hating your job. Like I'm just imagining you come to work the next day and your boss is like, "Hey, I listened to your new song. This part when you say you want to kill your boss, it's like that's not literal, is it?
Like, no, it's just
Like
art, man. It's
you,
fine. You're safe.
I'm just picturing that. That's hilarious. Um, so talk
I
us through
how
um, take us through your upcoming releases and when they'll be released, what they'll be about.
So the one that's coming up immediately, it's called Wage Slave. It drops October 11th. So I'm not sure when this will come out, so it may be out already. If it is, go listen to it, please. And yeah, that's going to be a single standalone. And that's just about being stuck in the corporate grind and being kind of depressed about it. And then after that, I'm working on a 5-song EP. All the music's written, but I'm still working on the vocals and production. That'll probably all come out early next year. And that's a bunch of sad stuff. It's about a rough breakup. Lots of stuff people can identify with there. Lots of different sounds too, stuff I haven't done. Like there's trap drums and stuff like in there just because I was like, let's see what I can do. But there's also just ripping riffs in there and lots of like headbanging parts too. Didn't go too far off the rails, I promise.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't do albums a lot. I'm more focused on singles. Like I've got 15 singles out now, but I haven't done an album yet. I do that just because I like to kind of be putting out like whatever I've worked on most recently, like because sometimes you spend a year writing an album and then by the time it's out and you're promoting it, like you're not super attached to those songs anymore because you wrote those 2 years ago. Those songs are who you were then. Whereas, I release a single like every couple months. So I just finished that song. I'm still excited about it. I'm not too far removed from it. So it's a cool process. It's very different. I have plans for an album down the road too, like a concept album. But that's going to be a big process. So
as an artist, because I've always wanted to ask an artist, and I don't think I ever have. I don't know, I forgot. But if when you're in your daily life, like let's just say you accidentally stub your toe or kick your toe, like do you use that rage like run to the studio and record like that inner rage because it's like you're like fuck I'm angry, this is good, and start recording vocals, or like if you're really sad, record vocals, like use the emotion.
Personally, yes and no. So like I can't create when I'm like neck deep. Like if I'm screaming at the wall, want to throw stuff, like punching drywall, angry, like if I'm in that headspace, I can't be productive, or like if I'm super depressed. But once I'm, couple hours or like a couple days past it and I've had a chance to like process and breathe, that's when the art comes. Like once I can get mostly back down to center and kind of like I can remember how I felt, it just happened. So it's easy to channel in. But if I'm crying, I'm not playing guitar or screaming. I can't do it.
I just always picture that's how Limp Bizkit Break Stuff came out. Like Fred Durst accidentally stubbed his toe and he's like, just one of those days.
He's literally just in the studio, pissed off, tripping over shit.
Yeah, I get a chainsaw. So that's I've always every time I listen to that song, I just imagine the start of it after that first riff. Damn, now he just stubs his toe. Anyway,
I bet I'm sure it's different for like different people too. Like there are probably people who go like are sobbing and hit record. It's just not me.
Yeah, that's a funny image.
Or like go from screaming at their girlfriend to their home studio like in the same breath. Like I'm sure it happens.
Well, of course that's happening. That's how falling in reverse came out. That's their energy. That is Rodney Radica's energy. Getting in front of this girlfriend, like fuck it, I'm gonna record. It's like tragic love songs, tragic and good love songs as well. Full in reverses. Yeah, I hate you, bitch. I love you. Fucking weird. Yeah. So that's my conspiracy theory. No, no, but yeah, it's good. It's good, that there's variety, as in people who feel more comfortable recording tons of demos or EPs, and then people who just prefer find it more beneficial to release singles like you do. I think it's good to have a good variety. Yeah, but yeah. So after Wage Slaves, what happens next?
Um, while I'm spending, time promoting that and like making content, doing the TikTok grind and all the things you got to do now when you drop a song. I'll while I'm doing all that, I'll be working on the production for that EP I was talking about. So that'll
Yeah,
be yeah, that's the plan. Promote one song while I finish up the next. And then I think the EP will be the first thing that I drop, not like as singles. I think I'm gonna probably do like one song, wait a couple weeks, and then just drop the other four and call it a day.
yeah, nice, nice. What will the EP be called?
Serpent's Tongue is the working title.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Uh,
it's nasty. I was big mad when I started writing it. That it's
fucking
about a
hell.
breakup. It's kind of funny because like I'm over it now, but like the
Yeah,
songs are good, so I don't want to just waste them.
yeah. No, that's sick. That's my podcast nickname,
Oh,
the Serpent.
yeah. And then after
So
that, I'm not sure what happens.
yeah, fuck yeah. Well, whatever it is after these releases, we're all gonna be excited for them.
I hope so. Please pay
Yeah.
attention to me.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll post on everything as well. We'll make sure people pay attention to you.
Awesome.
You hear that, audience? Pay attention. Yeah, so that's about you, and I can't wait for your future releases. But how about we start talking about a past release? We start talking about
Take
Decimate
your
the
pick.
Week.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is one
Yeah,
of my like top five albums of all time.
yes. And so I'm fresh off listening to it today. Um, and yeah, so why choose? So how did you find out about this album?
So I first heard Winds of Plague on did you ever have the music choice channels like on cable back in the day?
I
They
had
were like,
like I don't know. I had like Foxtel and stuff. I don't know if that counts.
okay, yeah, we had this thing when I was growing up. They're called music choice, and it was just like radio channels, but on your TV. And there was a metal one. And one
Oh,
time their song Origins and Endings came up, and I was like, "Oh, this is sick!" Like the intro, it sounds like what I imagine if Bruce Lee and Satan had a fist fight. Like that's what the beginning of that song sounds like to me. And I heard it, and my mind was just rattled. So I like made a mental note of the band and the song, and like a couple months later, I was in a Best Buy. And I found the CD because this is 2008 and I'm old. So I grabbed it, and the closest Best Buy is an hour and a half drive from where I live. So the whole drive home, I just listened to the whole album like twice, and it's like this is incredible, and I've been obsessed with it ever since.
fuck yeah. Nah. Yeah, like I said, I got a chance to listen to it, and yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, yeah, when I think of deathcore bands, the only band that I was really obsessed with, and still is Suicide Silence. But
Mm,
but Mitch Lucker era.
yeah.
I only listened to those three albums. Three, yeah.
Okay.
So, wait, deathcore for me, that's Suicide Silence, Mitch Lucker era. I don't like the Suicide Silence now. But back then, anyway, yeah. So deathcore, it's just synonymous with Suicide Silence. So it is refreshing to hear like that subgenre again. And this band, yeah, yeah. I mean, especially for a debut album, it's like 2008. Like this was like prime deathcore era, and I think, yeah, I think they definitely fit in very well.
Yeah, they really came out swinging, and then all the like orchestral and symphonic stuff, like not a lot of bands were doing that back then, so it was like a really new sound. They got categorized so weird when they first came out because like I would consider them deathcore too. Like they're a deathcore band with a keyboard player. But
Yeah.
like when they came out, people were calling them like black metal and like symphonic metal and all this stuff. It's like, do you hear those breakdowns, bro?
Yeah, I fucking who was it? Oh, that's right. I got a chance to interview the guitarist for Carnifex
Ooh,
ages ago, for Sagas, and yeah, he was talking about how he came up with like Suicide Silence, and he was saying how Mitch Lockett was actually insane, like a psychopath. Like, yeah,
if he acted anything like his voice sounded, I believe it. But that guy was a beast. Rest in peace.
yeah, one of my favorite singers ever in metal. But so it's just like, yeah, I do the other guitarist, and he was talking about like, yeah, how back then, like in this era or a few years earlier, like breakdowns weren't so common in other
Yeah,
metal genres. Like they kind of invented it, and at first people were like weird about it, slowing down the sort, but yeah, now it's just become a staple,
yeah. I was one of those hipster guys who didn't like him when it first came around. Like the first time I heard Bring Me the Horizon's early stuff, like Asking Alexandria's early stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
what is this? I don't like this. This is terrible. But it took a couple years for me to get into it. And now I go back and I get mad at myself for all the stuff I didn't just let myself like back then. Like, 20-year-old Aaron was a douche.
I fucking one of my guilty pleasures in music, and I don't know how common this is. I don't know if I'm normal or not, but really I ended up really liking the Suicide. I'm sorry, Bring Me the Horizon Suicide Season Techno edition. I ended up liking that a lot. They made a techno
Okay.
like yeah, that album Suicide Season. They made a green cover one, which is a techno remix of the
Okay.
songs, technos. And yeah, it's amazing. It's so corny, but it's so good. It's techno mixed with
I
deathcore. Yeah.
I haven't heard that, but now I want to. That sounds super interesting. Those guys are so talented; they can do whatever they want. I'm sure it sounds great.
I'm gonna send it to you after this is done.
Okay,
But
please do.
yeah, so that
I'll
ended up
listen
being
to
one
it
of
tomorrow.
my yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how common that answer is, but yeah, I thought you knew about it. But yeah, now the good thing about Decimate the Week, like you said, the orchestra elements, like how like the actual intro song, A Cold Day in Hell. Like I like that
Yeah,
symphonic. I like that larger than life feel, which is like the perfect start to like a deathcore album.
yeah, definitely. And something that's really cool that they did too. You probably caught it, but the first actual track, "Anthems of the Apocalypse," so like "Cold Day in Hell" seamlessly transitions into it. But at the
Yeah.
end of the song, the that like heavy intro, like the breakdown with the big orchestra over the top of it, comes back. Which
Mhm.
the first time I heard it, I was just like, "Oh shit, it's here."
uh, Fucking hell. Yeah, no. And they have like such, the songs aren't too long. I mean, I guess deathcore songs normally aren't. I mean, Suicide
Yeah,
Silence Unanswered was like a minute 15. It was like sort of, and it still slept.
yeah.
But
It's one of those genres where the
yes,
songs are either like 2.5 minutes or like seven. There's not a lot of in between.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's like listening to a 50-minute prog album. Like, oh, that's short.
Yeah, 50-minute
This is
prog album. You mean
prog
four
album.
songs?
Yeah, yeah. One song is like 1 minute, the other two is like 24 minutes.
Yeah, the
So
one
it's like,
minute intro and then the two songs for the.
yeah. Like Godspeed, you Devil's Emperor. Godspeed, you Black Emperor. 25
Yeah,
minutes. Songs. Anyway, but no, it's really cool this album, and 10 tracks, only a 36-minute runtime. Fucking easy to digest, banger after banger, and then like we said earlier, throwing in some orchestra elements. It's just like it's a very well tight knitted album.
Yeah, agree on all counts. You nailed it. Yeah, it's easy, it's digestible, but it's like heavy. The riffs are interesting. Something that blew my mind back in the day, I watched one of their like behind the scenes things. That whole album is in standard tuning, which is insane for that genre of music. Like everyone else is tuned down super low, and they're just like, nah, we're gonna play an E standard like a bunch of old guys.
Oh man, that's like I love little tidbits. Like for example, in the Johnny Cash like Prison album.
Yeah,
Yeah, the folk in prison. It was, where he's like he sings that song and he's like I smiled when I watched him die, and then someone was like, "Woo!" Is it like mate, woo? When I watched him die, woo! Yeah, crazy. So it's just like little tidbits and albums is really cool.
I love in old recordings, especially when things had to be done more live, like the little things that got left in.
Yeah.
There's I forget the song, but there's a Beatle record where you hear one of them just yell "fuck," and it's in like the drum overhead or something. Someone else messed up, but the take they were recording was perfect. So like, well, you won't hear it. It's fine. It's real quiet, but it's there.
I've the oh that reminds me, the most fucked up thing ever is I don't know who fucked this up, but if anyone out there goes to listen to the Beatles discography remake editions, the two earphones don't it's like from one side to the other. It's not
Oh, that's
it's
weird.
the audio is fucked. Like it's kind of like an orchestra. One guy sings, the other guy
Yeah,
sings in your ear. Like Bohemian Rhapsody. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's like that, but
yeah.
it's not synced. And
Oh
apparently,
God.
because like it's in like analog audio or something, and that fucks it up because it's original.
Whoops.
It's a remake. Yeah, they fucked up. Anyway. I love the Beatles. Um, yeah, no, this is yeah. I think we hit the nail on the head. Like if
Yeah.
anyone out there is a fan of deathcore, this was the 2008, peak deathcore era. And I'm sure you'll love it if you like the band we just talked about, Asking Alexandria, Bring Me the Horizon, Suicide Silence, etc. So
Nah.
yeah,
Some of the tracks on there too have like a SoCal hardcore feel to them too, like because that's where
mm,
they're from and the scene they came out
yeah,
of. Like it's a lot of deathcore, but every once in a while you'll just get these like two-step riffs that make you want to crowd kill. It's like, oh, that's different, but I love it.
yeah. You won't see any complaining from me.
Yeah, but yeah,
Um,
what? Yeah,
and the album
if
and yeah, you go, yeah,
I was just gonna say, yeah, I agree though. Like if somehow you missed this one back in the day and you're a deathcore fan, like it still holds up. This is a 15-year-old album now and it still slaps.
yep. I'm gonna
Definitely
make
go check it
sure.
out.
Yeah, fuck it. I may as well link it to the upload,
Do it.
the Spotify link. Yeah. So you're a nice guy. You'll be helping promoting another band while promoting yourself. It's very nice of you.
I gotta show love for the
um,
people who help me figure out what I'm doing. They were, yeah. I
yeah.
I've got a 10 years ago now, but there are definitely some songs I wrote that were just ripping them off at one point. So, thanks guys.
Yeah, no, I think this is good. I think, I think we made it work. I think, this little two-part series we did was sick. I think, yeah, the short and sweet format is going to be more digestible and people can be like, oh, who's this cool dude? Fuck it. They're doing a good conversation. And I think that's the vibe we're going to give off. And I think we nailed it.
Cool, cool.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I'll send this to you once it's all record. I want it all uploaded. I'll send you an edition. And
Please do. I will share it everywhere I possibly can.
thank you very much. And I will obviously as well. And yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
All right, awesome. And then I think I said this before, but if you want to play my song anywhere in here, even if this drops before it's out, go for it. Please do.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll be a good edit and a good way to promote.
It's sick. Yeah, if you need a different link or anything, just let me know.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'll probably be talking on Messenger to you anyway.
I hope so.
All right. I definitely will. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good one. See you later.